Welcome back to the Better Than Yesterday podcast, where we focus on information, motivation, and realness. 5 topics. It is Friday, March the 6th, 2020, episode 141. First topic. Keeping it real isn't always the best in certain situations. You got to really watch what you say. Now, look, I do a show where I'm doing a lot of topics and opinions, and I bring in facts and sometimes biases on certain things I feel or whatever. But sometimes you just don't need to speak on every single topic, every single situation. I've learned that. I learned that for the hard way. Sometimes as I get older, I become more mature into understanding that I don't need to say everything that I want to say. Because there's a lot of times, I shouldn't say a lot, but it's a few times where situations come up and I just want to be who I used to be, just say whatever I want, don't care what the consequences or repercussions, as we talked about that, I think, earlier this week. But you got to understand that keeping it real isn't always the best avenue. I would be very careful in watching what you say sometimes. It's not about, oh, that person treated you or you was soft because you allowed it. It's just sometimes it's the best move. The bigger person has to take charge there. Topic 2, just admit when you're wrong. And just, look, in order for you to move forward, in order for you to progress, you just have to admit when you're wrong. I felt this is the best way to mend the relationship, whoever it is that you've broken for whatever you've done. I feel like it's the best way for a relationship, man, your significant other. Just admit when you're wrong. When you sit there and try to argue points and, oh, I didn't, but this, just admit it, grow, learn, and move forward with it. I just feels like mature people do this. They just, hey, it is what it is. I messed up. I'm going to move forward. I could have handled that situation a little bit better than I thought I could, or whatever it is you done. Just admit it and move forward. Now, you got to understand that the person that you wronged or whatever had happened, they might not necessarily just forgive you or let it go quick enough, but it helps the process, I would just say. Topic 3. Look, this is one that I contemplated talking about, as we talked about earlier. Just keeping it real ain't always the best process, but parents, and this is parents. I'm talking about the mothers and the fathers that are doing what they're supposed to do with their kids. They got they're taking care of their kids. That they're doing what they're supposed to do. But how can we set our kids up for a better future? Set them up financially, mentally, and all that. Just set them up for a better future if we don't work. So don't feel guilty about grinding to give your kids a better life. Now, I'm not saying spoil it. I'm just talking about for a better life long term. Like you want to manage your time. I talk about time efficiency and everything. You want to manage your time where you do certain things, get some one-on-one time, get away from the phone, get away from the TV, and just speak to your kids. But don't feel guilty because you're grinding. Don't feel guilty because you're trying to make the best. Look, I do a lot of different things, but my son's involved with a lot of different stuff I do. Like he sees, he watches, or he listens to the podcast. He just found out about the YouTube we're doing right now. So I just involved him. He was a part of my clothing apparel. He wore. It just. I involve him with those things, and he understands. I have conversations with my son. We sit down, we put phones down, we have conversations. We do this. We go out. We go to dinner, lunch. It's just so many things that we do together. But in the same token, I'm working 60+ hour weeks. I'm grinding, and sometimes I had to tell him, Dad, I got to work, got to get to this business. We're looking long term here, and he understands that. But just having that understanding, let parents just don't feel guilty about grinding for a better life for your children. Topic 4. We're moving right along this Friday. Look, I have disdain for reality TV shows, and especially the black ones. And I'm just going to give you from that perspective, the black ones, the black reality TV show, because I feel like it puts my people in the wrong light. It's already so many stereotypic things said against us and done. It's so many things that we get judged as black folks. So to put that out there, and a lot of it's fabricated. If you talk to a lot of those people on the shows that either left the show, they'll tell you it's like, they created scenarios. It's a lot of acting, people showing out for the camera, so it's not even real base, and it's minuscule. It's like not all of us are like that. So when I see, the black queens, arguing and fighting each other, and the kings doing this, like it just throws me off a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But it's just for any reality. So I brought you that point of view from the black side, but just for any reality show, I just think people look messy, they look fake, it just looks bad. Now look, that's my opinion. I'm not a reality TV person. In fact, I rarely watch any TV. Most of the time it's sports. There's, I try to hit my Netflix here and there, but I just don't make enough time to do that. I'm always doing something else. So with that being said, just reality, again, it's no diss to those who watch reality TV. We all do our own thing. I'm sure it's something I do that you might not do or waste your time. But for me, especially the black reality TV show, it puts us in a bad light, and I'm not for it. Not gonna lie, I just don't like the punching and fighting, the separation. Master P, excuse me, and his son were on Breakfast Club, and they were discussing how they tried to pit to make Romeo, his son, against Master P. And he's like, we don't get down like that. We've been a family business since I was grown. I'm not doing that. So that's why he left the show. He's like, they're trying to create light, good families in the industry, trying to pit them against each other for ratings. And he just wasn't on that. And I can respect that. Final topic. Never forget this. Never forget this. I learned this the hard way yesterday. I know, but I learned it the hard way. There are two sides to every story. Understand that. I try to be, most of the time, I try to be objective when somebody tells me a story. And I try to get as much information about both sides as I can. Some stuff you can just see is mostly clear cut. But yeah, I made a post. I had to delete the post. I really rarely delete Facebook posts. I pretty much put it out there. I've already put enough thought in it and everything. And so when I put it out there, it's out there. So I had to delete the post because it got, a little bit of, little trife. I just didn't want it to escalate. It was just a situation where, one side and then some other people took a different stance on it or whatever. It doesn't matter what the post is about. The fact of the matter is there's two sides to every story. So, when you put your opinion, your subjective views out there, understand there's another opinion, or not an opinion, but there's another viewpoint and view, of what happened. What they say is three sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth. So just remember that when you're hearing from somebody, try not to be so subjective. Family friend, I'm killed for that. I've been into it with different family members and stuff because I don't take a subjective viewpoint because you're my family. If you're wrong, you're wrong. That happens for my lady. That happens for my son. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Same with me. Get on me. Don't just take my side. Now, I don't have to blast you or nothing in front of nobody, but don't just take my side because I'm your people's. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Address it. Anyway, it is Friday, March 6, 2020, episode 141. Again, we got the YouTube popping. I'm sharing all that. Honestly, I stalled on YouTube, but I'm not going to lie, I like it. The weekend is coming up. Y'all be great out there. Might have something coming for you soon. Trying to do this move in silence thing. But again, Friday, y'all attack those goals and have a great day.